Hey traders, Steven here from the Trading Channel. I would like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. Here you will find a large amount of free Forex education, including strategy tutorials, review videos, and much more. I also run a trading education mentor service from my website, thetradingchannel.net. There'll be a link in the description below this video to my website if you'd like to head over there and learn a little more about that. But today, here on my YouTube channel, I'm excited to bring you guys a series that I'm going to call the Advanced Pattern Watch List. And in this series, I'll be producing a video about once a week where I will go through a number of Forex pairs and point out advanced patterns and draw them in for you guys, explain the ratios a little bit on each pattern, and explain some other reasons for entry that I'm using in order to get involved in each of these patterns. So if that sounds like something you will be interested in, then make sure to sit tight through the intro and disclaimer. If you're new to my channel or if you just have not subscribed yet, then make sure to do so while the intro and disclaimer roll so that you're alerted next time I come out with another advanced pattern watch list video or other educational tutorials on Forex trading. Click that like button for me and I'll be right back to talk a little more about advanced patterns. Alright guys, welcome back. So as you can see, we're going to start off here on the dollar-yen 4-hour chart. And as you can see, we're awaiting the completion of this advanced pattern. Now if you're not familiar with advanced patterns, this specific pattern is called the Cypher Pattern. And I do have a tutorial for this pattern that I'll list in a link in the bottom left hand side of your screen now. But I'm also going to go over the ratios for this specific pattern here as well. If I label my impulse leg here, X to A, make this a bit larger, A to B, B to C, and our CD completion is going to be down here. What we're looking for is from A up to B, a 382 retracement, and that's my red line. As you can see, we touched that 382 pretty easily on our first retracement. And then the next thing that we're going to look for is an extension. I'm just grabbing my extension tool and pulling it from X up to A, back down in. My lime green line represents a 127 extension, which is the next thing we look for a Cypher pattern. And of course the completion for the Cypher pattern is down here at this 786 retracement. So if I draw that in, make it easier for everyone to see, there is your Cypher pattern completion. So that's one thing that we're waiting on here on the dollar yen. And something else that I really like to incorporate with these advanced patterns is taking a look at my higher time frames for some top-down analysis. So now I'll just zoom out to my daily chart. And as you can see, I've already pointed out this level of structure here. This level of support that the market is currently ran into and pushed down from. So the market ran into this level, my orange line here, and as you can see, put in a wick to the top side and closed below the open, making this red candle. So with that being the case, I now have a bias to go short in the market because we've just ran up to this previous daily level of structure. So if I go down to the 4-hour, as you can see, we don't have any advanced pattern here on the 4-hour chart. But if we drop down one more time frame to the 1-hour chart, do you guys notice any kind of familiar pattern shape here? If we look from here being our impulsive move and pull a Fibonacci retracement from X down to A, as you can see, we run right up into that 50% retracement, our blue line. So that lets me know that I'm looking for a bat pattern. After that 50% retracement, my second rule for the bat pattern is from A up to B. I need a 382 retracement, at least a 382 retracement, and I get much more than that in this case. So I know that I do have a valid bat pattern right here coming off a daily level of structure, which could give me a pretty good indication that this market wants to continue to fall if we do make it up here to our completion point, and then hopefully we will see a drop in this market. So that was our first look at the dollar yen, the advanced patterns here on this chart. Let's continue down the list here, see if we can spot a few more advanced patterns. And here on the pound dollar, we also have a 4-hour bat pattern. Now, as I said before, I do like to start out on the daily charts to just see where I'm at and give myself a bird's eye view of the market. Now here on the daily chart, you can see that we have, if I move my advanced pattern out of the way, previously broke above a structure resistance level here. That tells me that we have an opportunity to go long, because after we have broken closed above a previous structure level, a lot of time we will continue in that direction. So I have my bias of going long, and I know that my next level of resistance is all the way up here. So I do have room to go up, considering that. So then we drop down to our smaller time frames, such as the 4-hour chart. As you can see here on the 4-hour chart, taking a look at this being our impulsive move coming up from X to A. If I take a Fibonacci retracement from X up to A, you see that we come down to a good 50% retracement there. And then from A down to B, we need that 382, and we easily get that. So now, with that being the case, we just wait for our decompletion down here at the 886 to complete this bat pattern on the pound dollar 4-hour chart. So if we continue down the list, and as you can see here on the dollar Swiss, on the 4-hour chart, we have ran into a resistance level that we've tested multiple times here. So what that means is that this resistance level is likely to push the market down, and we already have pushed the market down quite a bit from this level. And we've started to actually break some of these structure support levels, like this one indicated in my red line here. So if I drop down a time frame and make this a little easier to see, you can see that we started to break support after running into that 4-hour major level of structure. And now, after breaking a couple of different support levels, we've put in an extension of 127 after an impulsive move down. And I'll just go ahead and delete the pattern first. As you can all tell, this is going to be a Cypher pattern. But if I just delete these drawings here and bring on my Fibonacci retracement after showing you the impulsive move I'm talking about, we have an impulse leg here, followed by, if we go from X down to A 382 retracement, which puts me on Cypher pattern alert. Now we just need our 127 extension to come in. From X to A again, back up, 127 extension, and now we can draw in our Cypher pattern. That, as you can see, ends right here at this 786 retracement. Now the cool thing about this Cypher pattern is that that 786 retracement, if I bring in a horizontal line, is right at a previous little structure shelf that we had back here. So that's just giving me a few other indications that this market could drop after hitting our completion at the 786 retracement of the Cypher pattern. So now we'll just keep moving down the list. And here we are on the pound Swiss. As you can see, the pound Swiss is starting to put in a little period of consolidation here. And in these periods of consolidation, we can expect to see a couple of different things. We can expect to see bounces off of support and resistance levels, along with advanced patterns in these periods of consolidation. So that's what we're looking for here. If I drop down to an hourly chart, this may be a little bit easier to see there. We have our impulsive move coming from X up to A. And if we pull a retracement from that, you can see that we get our 382. The next thing we look for our Cypher pattern is X to A and back down, looking for a 127 extension, our lime green line. And as you can see here, we get above that lime green line, making this a valid Cypher pattern opportunity. So now we're just waiting on this 786 retracement to complete the pattern. Next up, we have Aussie New Zealand on a 1-hour chart, and as you can see here, we actually have a few different advanced patterns on this chart. We have a Cypher pattern in green that has already hit our entry. Then we have a Cypher pattern in orange going in the opposite direction. So we should hit our first and second targets on this first Cypher pattern in green before hitting the entry on our orange Cypher pattern, which will give us another opportunity to go short if that's what the market does. And just above that Cypher pattern in orange, we have a bat pattern. If I delete all of these drawings and draw these patterns out with you guys, our impulsive move on our first Cypher pattern is going to be from X to A down to B. Then our extension from X to A is going to give me C. And finally, our D point completion is going to be at that 786. So we'll pull the retracement first. As you can see, we get a good 382 there. pull our extension, X up to A, back down. As you can see, we hit that 127, that lime green line here. And our completion is here at the 786. So we'll just draw that pattern back in. Now for our second advanced pattern, we're looking at an impulsive move from X here down to A, then back up to our 382 retracement, back down to 127 extension, and up to our 786 completion point for this pattern. Bring in the Fibonacci retracement tool. As you can see here, we get a 382 right here. Now we need an extension from that same X to A and back up. Here we have that 127 extension, and finally, to end the pattern, we're going for the 786 retracement. And I'll go ahead and draw that in for you guys. X to A to B, B to C, CD completion right up there. Alright, and there was one more advanced pattern that we were looking at, and it was actually up on a higher time frame. We'll check it out here on the 4-hour chart. Here on the 4-hour chart, if I take a retracement tool from an impulsive move down here, X to A, you will see that we put in a nice 618 retracement. And if we bring it back up, we get another 618 retracement, which meets my rules for a Gartley pattern. And I think I said this was a bat pattern earlier. Sorry about that, guys. This is actually going to be a Gartley pattern. We're looking for one 618 retracement, followed by another 618 retracement, followed by a 786 retracement, or a 127 extension. And sometimes those two line up very well. So that's what we're looking at here on the Aussie New Zealand. We'll continue down the list to the Aussie Yen. And again, back down on the 1-hour chart, as you can see, the Aussie Yen has previously broke above this structure level and then started to consolidate here. Testing this resistance level and being pushed back down. When that happened, we did create an advanced pattern formation, or a possible advanced pattern formation. It has not completed yet, but if we pull from our impulsive move here, X up to A, you can see that we get that 50% retracement, and now we look for a 382 retracement from A down to B, which we get easily, and the pattern completes at the 886 retracement, or a valid bat pattern. Here on the Aussie Yen, we have a bat pattern setting up here on the CAD Yen, and another example of using some top-down analysis beforehand. As you can see, we have run up into a pretty prominent daily level of structure here if we look straight across, and since then the market has been pushed down. Go back to our hourly chart. The market pushed down from that level, retraced a bit, giving me right at a 50% retracement, which puts me on what, guys? Puts me on bat pattern alert. So once I get that 50% retracement, then I'll look for a 382 retracement from A up to B. Easily get that, and then I know that I have a possible valid advanced bat pattern setup, which is what we're looking at on the screen now, and hoping it will complete. And again, the added reason for entry in this case is the fact that we just pushed off of a daily level of structure, which gives me a short bias. So when I have a short bias on the market because of something I see using top-down analysis, and then I get an advanced pattern in that same direction, it just gives me another reason for entry. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for the first episode of the Advanced Pattern Watch List. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to smash that like button for me. If you're new here and you have not already subscribed, make sure to do so if you're interested in getting alerted by email every time I come out with a new episode of the Advanced Pattern Watch List and other educational Forex videos. And before you go, I do want to say that it's a very good thing that you've decided to invest in yourself by watching some of these educational videos. If you've decided to try to better yourself, then you have exceeded the norm. For the most part, people do not like getting out of their safe circles, but you have decided to take risks by spending the time to learn a new skill like Forex trading. And if you decide that you want to invest in yourself a little further and get more personalized Forex education, then I would suggest that you do so. I'm not saying that you necessarily have to buy any products or programs from me. I just think that it's important for you to invest in yourself and invest in your education, because we all spend money on useless things every month. At least I know that I spend money on things I could do without every month, and taking that money that you and I are spending on things that aren't necessarily going to be beneficial for our future and spending it on things that aren't going to improve our lives, and instead taking that money each month and spending it on something educational that can possibly tremendously benefit our future, is going to produce a much better outcome down the road. And I've been where you guys are. I know a lot of you are tired of losing money in the Forex market, but I produce these videos and I created a program to let you guys know and to show you guys that it is possible to become a profitable Forex trader. You can succeed at this if you put forth enough effort. And if you get the right kind of education, you can really shorten your learning curve and succeed much faster at becoming a professional Forex trader. And if you like my style of teaching and you would like to further educate yourself in the Forex market, then head over to thetradingchannel.net. The link will be in the description below this video. When you click that link, this is the page you will come to, and I'm going to extend this limited time offer of 50% off your first month until Christmas. So once you come here, if you would like to get this offer, all you have to do is click that button there. And down here you'll see click here to purchase the EAP for only $20 for your first month. You can also watch this free EAP breakout strategy that I use in the service that I run from the website called the Emailed Analysis Program. And with this program you'll have access to all the strategies that I use in order to trade for the EAP. Here on the EAP members page, there's an entire course here explaining each of those strategies, a backtesting section explaining how to backtest each of the strategies, and a review section showing you how the EAPs performed for about the past 10 weeks. Along with that, you'll be receiving emailed analysis 3 to 5 times a week, and this is going to be an email of a trade that I plan to take or have already taken, along with the reasons why I'm entering this trade and all of my levels, including the entry, stop, and target that I plan to take on that specific trade. So all of that for $20 in your first month. And again, guys, if you're struggling in your trading, this is something that can really help you. I have a lot of testimonials from other traders who this program has helped tremendously. If you go to the website and click the testimonials page, you can see some of those here. So if that's something you're interested in, then click the link in the description below this video. Alright guys, so to close things out here for the EAP subscription service, I'd like to show you the equity curve and how it's performed since the beginning of the program, which was on July 26th of this year, a little over 4 months ago, about 4.5 months. And as you can see, this is the list of trades that I sent out in email analysis, which have currently put us at around a 67% return in the past 4.5 months. And guys, that's using about a 2% risk per trade and taking 2 targets on each trade as well. So not an outrageous amount to be risking per trade, and yet we're still able to accumulate 67% since July, along with over 3,000 pips since July as well. Here's a look at the equity curve. As you can see, we've had a few small drawdowns. None of them have lasted over 3 weeks though, and our largest drawdown was about a 9% drawdown in the EAP account. And again, the EAP account is based on the email analysis that I was just showing you that I send out to traders around 3 to 5 times a week. So in the past 4 months, we've had around 72 trades. And guys, each of these emailed analysis trades that I send out are completely based on the strategies that I teach over at the EAP on the members page. So you can learn each of the strategies that have allowed me to accumulate a 67% return in a little less than 5 months just by joining the EAP. And if you decide that you like the service and you enjoy getting the emailed analysis to help you see the market the way that I see it, then you can decide whether or not you'd like to stay in the service after that first month is over. I'm also excited to tell you guys that I'm coming out with a new program called the Advanced Pattern Mentor Program, and this program will be all about advanced patterns. So in this program, I'll be sending you a daily email or video showing you all the advanced patterns on the specific pairs and time frames that I trade that I plan to get involved in throughout that day. So if that's something you would be interested in, then make sure to send me an email at thetradingchannel@yahoo.com, which will also be in the description below this video. And what I'm going to do is the first 100 people to send me an email will receive half off of the lifetime of their subscription to the Advanced Pattern Mentor Program. So if you're interested in that, make sure to do it quickly, and in the subject line, put APMP, which stands for Advanced Pattern Mentor Program. Alright guys, so that's going to be all for the day. Thank you so much for staying till the end of this video. Leave me a comment if you have any questions about this video or any of my other videos. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you guys soon.